Welcome to the first Mappy Extras. This is where we get an opportunity to talk to the creators of Mappy and give you, the audience, an opportunity to sort of get an idea of the process and how this thing goes. Some of you may know me or recognize my voice. I'm Corey Cassoni, the head of marketing at Shiftylook. You probably recognize me from some of the Shifty casts, or if you've seen some of our live feeds from some of our events. I'm also the co-producer on Mappy, and I'm joined today by the creators, Chris Straub and Scott Kurtz. Chris, you probably know from Brood Hollow and Chainsaw Suit. Hi, Chris.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
And we've got Scott Kurtz with us, who you probably know from PvP Online and Table Titans.
Nobody recognizes Corey's voice. I don't know why he's pretending that he's some kind of celebrity. But if you recognize Corey's voice for real, then you're sad. That's sad.
It's a sad thing.
Hello, Corey's parents.
Hello, Corey's wife, or me,
and my mom,
or me.
Well, let's introduce two other people that nobody will recognize: Lindsay and Alex Small-Butera, the animators of Mappy.
Known for lying on their stomachs and eating chips for 4 hours.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking about internet stuff.
And you are the two that bring all the magic to Mappy. Well, let's be honest.
This is very true.
No, there's a lot of flavor there, like a shocking amount.
I know.
No flavor.
You guys bring the goods. You're the reason why people are watching Mappy.
Oh, stop.
Because if they wouldn't be watching it if there wasn't anything animated. They'd all be listening.
Yeah, well,
You're the reason why people aren't listening to Mappy.
I think people generally just turn the sound off.
There's no reason to
And
listen.
No.
You just watch the animation. So this is Mappy Extras. This is what we do. This is sort of our mid-season break, as we just finished episode 6 a couple of weeks ago, and we're coming back with 7 here in another week. And we wanted to give everybody a chance to meet the creative team and to talk about some of our favorite bits from the last 6 and kind of how the process got started. So Scott, I know that you've talked before about how Mappy was sort of a game of your past, of your youth, if you will.
It was. Back then it was called Mapuru, and it was, you see, in the 1800s, it was the late 80s, and it was in Dallas, Texas, during my high school years, and there was a pizza place across from the high school that had a sit-down Mappy, which I don't think I've ever seen another sit-down Mappy except for at that place. But it was a sit-down Mappy, and it was the only game they had, and it was the only place I went, so I got super good at it. I mean, at the time, I've since lost all my Mappy playing ability. But yeah, it's just this cool little game. You're just a mouse bouncing on trampolines, chasing cats who steal artwork. And it was I thought it was kind of clever that it was, mouse chases cats type of deal. But, yeah, I mean, it was just this weird piece of nostalgia from my high school days. It's just very familiar and a friendly feeling. So when Corey's like, "You guys should animate something, pick something," and I went, "Mappy." Everyone's like, "Really?"
Of all the things, of all the Namco properties you could pick.
But we're making it cool again. We're gonna make it cool. Well, not again. We're making it cool.
Well, yeah, and this is how Mappy can get what it deserves.
Exactly.
The attention and the treatment for this character that you loved, which I had not heard of before this, and I tried to play it, and I'm horrible at it.
I'm also super horrible at it. But the other thing that appealed to me about Mappy was specifically that it wasn't already established anywhere. Like, even things that were available to us that were pretty cool, like Katamari and stuff, or DigDug. I mean, that stuff is already established.
But you like that kind of that sensibility about it. Like, Mappy is allowed to play in this universe, but is himself kind of an underdog, and you can kind of you can do a lot more with that than if you had like stewardship of some huge property that everybody has an opinion on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess it would be cool to be the person that got to do like a Pac-Man animation, but I tend to like characters that are the underdog. I guess you're right. It's the cool thing about Mappy.
Yeah.
He's scrappy Mappy.
And then you and Chris were working on Blamimations together, so you were already doing kind of this lo-fi animation, if you will.
That's
Oh,
being
that's
very
a-
polite.
That's a good way to put it. Lo-fi.
That's I like that because it gives it the affect is then it sounds like we selected it.
Like it
It
wasn't
was a
done out of
conscious
necessity.
choice rather than how quick can this get done?
It was like it was some kind of hipster aesthetic.
Right. It's like we can do way better, but we're gonna just tone it down so the audio shines.
Look at this animation. All these in-betweens. In-betweens are so yesterday. Bleh.
Man.
And then once you realized you needed actual animators, Chris, you're friends with Lindsay and Alex, and then you guys came in.
Yeah, I've been friends with Chris for a really long time now. Back when I was just still an art student, I was on the Checkerboard Nightmare forum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I have a question for Alex and Lindsay, and I've been meaning to ask this and haven't gotten around to it yet. But you're familiar with the Blams before you sat down to animate Mappy for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Was it just that? I was curious. Like, was it just like you guys going, you know what? Let's give them a little extra juice, or was it? I am not going to turn in something that looks as as these Blams.
It was actually just because at the time when Chris had asked us, it was sort of like, oh, do this bare bones thing. I was like, okay, but we love Chris, so we were like, let's make it really good for Chris.
Yeah, it's like it makes it tough for us in the end, but we're like, let's stay up extra late and make it extra good and not sleep.
Well, before we were working directly, we were like, we had the idea, like, we were going to take about 10 seconds out of one of the earlier episodes, like episode 2 or 3, and we're like, let's just fully animate it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Just
But we didn't
show
have
them what's
time.
possible.
We were just going to do it and like, when you would get it, you would have not known that was going to happen and be like, what's wrong with them?
That's
No, but that's-
exactly what we would have said.
That's what happened. Yeah, but so episode 1 is like it's Blamimation style. Whoever's talking, you just put them on the screen, and then I'll go back through and change the faces and do all that. But you had submitted like a fully, like, well, not fully animated, but like way more than any of us expected. And we were all blown away by
Oh,
it.
absolutely
I would say
floored.
devastated by it.
Well, we like you.
Emotionally.
Yeah, no,
You do-
we like you guys, and it's also the audio is so funny. Like
Yeah.
animating to good audio
That's
is
the
like
best.
a joy.
Yeah.
It really like saves your your enthusiasm for the whole project when every time you have to go back through a scene you're cracking up at it and
Yeah.
you know the people who are funny and you also like them.
Yeah, and we were just kind of doing what we usually do. So it just sort of came out that way.
You really
Well,
do bring a lot, though. I think it's important to note that there are, even more than the Blamimation style, you have these moments where you'll add like a little, and it's just subtle stuff, like a little animation loop, like in episode 4 where Mappy is talking about drilling and his arm kind of does the wiggle thing.
Yeah.
It kills me every time.
That's fun to do.
Well, it's cool when you have the standards are set that this isn't supposed to animate, and then
You just
when
add it.
when you have the time to do a little something, it like really makes it look
Yeah.
a lot bigger than it is.
What I really like is when we get a script from you guys and it says something happened here. And we're like,
Have we done that?
"Okay."
Oh yeah, there's a couple of scripts
The-
where it just blanket like something is here.
The best one was in the recent episode with Big Map and the Boogie Beats. And it was just like,
Oh.
maybe put joke here, think of something funny. And so I made him the DigDug and Mappy wear Flock of Seagulls and David Bowie.
And David Bowie, yeah.
So the thing is that we apologize for that because here's our process on the writing is that one of the ways to kind of avoid writer's block is that when you get to a part where you're stuck, rather than just sit there and stare at it, you just put in something temporary and move on, and then you go back. So it's like, okay, something funny happens here. Okay, then you finish it, and you're like, good, perfect. That didn't hold me up. Now I'll go back and take the stupid thing out and put in something brilliant. But maybe Chris and I went to lunch.
Sometimes you don't go back. Yeah.
Maybe Chris and I went to lunch, or Mike Krahulik or Jerry came in the office and said, do you want to come upstairs and check out this rad scooter I got? And then we never went back and fixed it. So I'm sorry.
He's like, hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing at all important. Just stand up immediately.
The thing that they added that destroyed me, and Corey, we saw it for the first time together at the hotel at Gen Con, was in episode I don't know the number. It's the cleaning day one.
Spring
Which
cleaning, episode
cleaning.
5.
That's
I think.
5.
Yeah.
Episode 5, where the running gag was that DigDug keeps losing his drill, but it's always on his back, and at the end, it's like, I think my drill's up there, and you made Mappy's eye jerk animate to turn from looking up to looking back at DigDug, and it destroyed us.
Oh,
It's on like 5.
we
that
must
one.
we must have played that back like 20 times.
no, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And some fans made a GIF out of it, and it circulated the internet. It's just the weirdest little moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's great. No, that one kills me every time. The thing that got me was episode 4, where they're going to the Wonder Moment concert and they're trapped in the desert.
Oh, that's my
And-
favorite. That's my favorite episode.
Oh, I love that episode. There's a moment in the script where it says like Sky Kid appears and he's a mirage. And then he's speaking and then he's supposed to mirage away.
We made him on fire.
Yeah, he's just supposed to
And instead he
fade.
lights on
Oh,
fire.
what
Just
was that
bursts into
about?
flames.
I tried to warn Corey on Skype. We were talking, and I'm like, so listen, Sky Kid may or may not catch on fire at some point in this. And you were like, okay, man, okay.
Because it's okay. I think thematically for that character it totally works.
Well, because he was
can
in the
absolutely
audio.
catch on fire.
We get the audio, and sometimes there's no script for parts. So he's just like he disappears, and he's like and like screaming, and I'm like, well, clearly he's either melting or on fire at this point. And so
Yeah.
just-
And melting is a lot
That's
more animation.
yeah.
Yeah. So we.
Right.
So we
So
burned
we
him,
just
yeah.
we just lit him on fire.
Just at
Well, that's
one
why.
point
That's why
in-
it's like, you know what's the least animation? Just fading him out. It's so simple. But you went even further.
But it's finding that balance, right? I mean, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
the style of the animation is there. It's the lack of animation, but the moments where there is animation. Another in that episode is when he's looking up through the card and he says, "Oh, friend birds," and his arms are waving. It's just so perfect. It's just the
Yeah.
right amount of animation.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it adds a lot to those
If you
moments.
watch it closely, it's just the same image of his hands. They don't actually animate.
that's
it's
such
like,
that's such a trick. Like
yeah, they slide and then they literally switch places so that it looks like they're from a different angle, and it's just like 2 drawings.
What?
But it's brilliant, right? Because that's what I mean. That is what Mappy is. That is that style of animation. That's that blamimation style of animation. Is just it's just enough. It started out of necessity, but now it's like its own aesthetic.
Yeah, I always worry about it when doing the sound effects. Like, but you guys run with it. Like again in episode 5 with the Katamari ball, when they pull it out of its storage, and then they're like, "Let's see how does this thing work?" And he throws it on the ground, and I added like basketball dribbling sound effects, like if you drop a ball and it doesn't do anything, it just goes. And I always think, did I do it? Is it too short? Are they not going to be able to work with this? Like visually, they're like, the sounds actually come way too close together, and you got to spread that out because the ball wouldn't work that way. But no matter what is in there, you've still done it. You still have delivered that thing. Like the timing it works visually. It's nothing I'm doing. That's you. Or praise.
More praise,
But-
more praise, more.
But the funny thing is now it makes me kind of want to put things in there to see what they do with it.
Right. It's become a thing now where you guys you did it on episode 6 in episode 6. I can't remember the moment. There's a couple moments in 6 where you put little things in and like, oh, let's just see what they do. Let's just see what they. I know in episode 7 and 8 there are a couple of those things because it says in the script like, just do something here, and you left it that way intentionally.
No, that's intentionally now.
Yeah. Now, see, Lindsay and Alex, what you've done is you've put yourself in a terrible position.
Right, you build up that trust. You can't let us have
No,
that.
because now you're just gonna get things like that.
It's kind of fun though. Like the amount of freedom we actually are given by you guys is really cool, and you don't often see that on different jobs. So just being able to do things like in I believe it was 6 where we did the film noir thing. Is that 6?
Oh, that whole
That was
sequence,
really
that
good.
whole black and white sequence is
Yeah.
amazing.
We actually, it used to be way more noir-y. Like we did a whole thing in After Effects with film grain, but when it rendered out, it could not handle it.
Yeah.
So we had to
It's just too
pull
much.
it back. Too much noir. We had to turn down the
That's
noir.
that's a first for any of our animated work.
Oh, and in episode 2 or 3, I guess it is, when Albatross is first introduced. I think that was the first time I saw you guys do something where I was like, "Oh, did you see what they just did?" He falls.
Oh, like this. It was that
The
stretch.
stretch when he
down.
falls to the roof. And if you slow motion it, you can see you're just taking the asset and you're just pulling it a little bit. You're just giving it a little stretch. It's not,
The thing that was awesome about that episode too is later on in the episode when he's carrying a bunch of stuff, he does that same fall, but then he drops like 6 things, and they all have a different bounce rate. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, like it's a real tumble.
We sort of always wonder if some of the things we are doing are too much. Like when in the cleaning episode with the Katamari egg, we had when he picks up Sky Kid's desk and they roll it away, we had him on an egg.
yeah.
And we're like, this is hilarious.
That was really funny.
And
No,
we're like,
that
we're
was
gonna
great.
Get a note back, maybe, because that's weird. He's a boy bird.
The cool thing about Mappy is that it's not my baby. It's not my my precious darling. It's this fun thing. Everyone can contribute. You never know exactly how it's going to turn out, but I think that's what really makes it so loose and great. I think it's why people are responding to it so well too.
Well, and talk a little bit about that too. Go ahead, Chris. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, you were the one, Scott, who brought that to the table, like, because we were writing. It was the episode where they are going to the Wonder Momo concert and they're lost in the desert, and it's like, okay, we know that they're stuck. We know that they will fix the car, of course, and get to leave. But what do we do in the interim? And it was just like, Mappy's eating a sandwich made out of dirt. Like, why not? Like, let's show them going mad. And where I'm more rigid, and I'm like, yeah, but do we really want to go? And it's like, no, let's just go. Let's just do that and see where it ends up.
Yeah.
And it's a great episode.
No, it's fantastic.
There was an exceptionally weird joke that you guys put in that actually I think Corey thought that we wrote, where after he spits out the crystal Pepsi, he gets attacked by ants.
Oh, the ants.
And like we were both reading
that's
that. We're like,
right.
where'd the ants come from? Ah, well, put it
Why?
in.
Well, I think we expected like the ants to linger. It's like, so now not only is he, dehydrated, but now he's covered in biting ants. It's just not.
We
It's
didn't
not getting
understand
better.
We made them leave so fast.
Yeah.
No, but it was great in the end. It worked. It was so funny. It worked out so well. That was another crack up moment when I saw that. I just started dying laughing. It was just a weird, absurd, like, what just happened? First of all, we're talking about Crystal Pepsi, and then there's these ants all over his chest.
Yeah, we had already gone pretty far into like Salvador Dali, so it's appropriate that on their descent they would be covered in ants at one point.
All right, let's figure out a wrap up real quick. This has been great. This has been a really nice chat. I think that we'll do some more of these for the fans, and I think we'll talk about some other aspects of stuff, and probably do another one after the back half of season 1, which we're just getting ready to launch here. So thank you, Lindsay and Alex. It was great speaking with you, and I'm glad everybody in viewer land got some insight into what you two do. You do such a wonderful job. More praise, more praise.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And thanks to Scott and Chris for joining us here and talking about Mappy and a little bit about the process. And we're excited to see what more you guys bring to us in the back half of season 1.
It's always a pleasure.
It's gonna be terrible. You're gonna hate it.
But in a good way.
In a good
but
way. In a good way. You're gonna hate it in a good way.
You're gonna hate that it's over.
And on that note, thank you so much. This has been Mappy Extras. We'll see you next week for Mappy episode 7.
Pew 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 pew.
We're here at the Shiftylook Twitch Lounge with Scott Kurtz and Chris Straub. You probably know them collectively from Blamimations and the what is it, the Chris and Scott show with Scott and Chris, and just a myriad of other things. The Daily Affirmation, Webcomics Weekly, the Webcomics Handbook, right?
That one's Brad's
just
right.
Brad.
That one.
That's Brad.
Brad.
Yeah, that's Brad. These gentlemen are big names in the web comicers. Give it a little sniff. Chris, of course, from Brood Hollow, your new comic, doing very well. You had a Kickstarter go up the other day, and it just exploded.
Yeah, what are you at now?
I'm at, what is it
Are you
like?
tickling 80?
Yeah, actually, I'm coming up that pipe.
That's
Really?
insanity. Woo! And
Yeah, actually.
that's nuts. And Scott Kurtz of PvP Online and Table Titans.
Hey, how's it going?
And collectively, we just announced a while ago, and we had the world premiere at the panel this afternoon for the panel participants of the new Mappy cartoon that you guys have been working on for Shiftylook. So there's some story behind this because you actually have played Mappy, a fan of Mappy, the original game, the original Namco game.
Correct. In high school, I didn't have a lot of friends because I just moved here from another state, and immediately went into like my freshman year in high school. So I was kind of estranged from the regular. I mean, everyone, you guys understand, right? A lot of friends in high school.
But you're watching Twitch TV.
If you're watching me on the internet,
I had a lot of friends.
if you had friends in high school, you'd be out playing a sport. You're watching me. So I had a friend that worked at a pizzeria across the street from the high school, and they had a sit-down Mappy. Mm-hmm. And he would let me play it for free. He'd do the flip unlock thing, and I could play for free. And so, yeah, I love Mappy. It's a hard game. There's very little control over whether or not you live or die in that game.
So when Shiftylook first talked to you about doing something, you were immediately, I remember you said Mappy.
Mappy, I want Mappy, yeah.
And I believe you said Mappy?
What is Mappy?
Really?
Yeah.
Where is Mappy from?
What is
and why
deal?
and I
and
have
why
no
is he a
choice
mouse
in this.
and what is map? What does that have to do with anything?
That's his name.
He's
His
looking
name
for
is Mappy.
directions. Does it stand for something?
No, it's his name.
it's just
What
what
does
he's
Philip
called.
stand for?
It
Mouse
stands
name's
for-
Mappy.
Philip actually does. No.
Oh, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't say for it.
But I had not played Mappy, and I have tried to play Mappy on the Mappy app,
Yeah.
and I am horrible at it.
It's a difficult game. It's a
It's
difficult
tough.
game on a console or
Yeah.
even on an arcade unit. I can't imagine playing it on a mobile, a handheld is going to be any easier.
No, there's a couple different like control schemes
Right.
to assist the
Yeah.
transition.
No good?
Nah, I can't do it.
Well, we have a 13-1 arcade party, so maybe tonight at the secret stream you can come out.
I want to see
and,
the real arcade
But you can't beat
stand-up.
my high scores.
There's
I don't
rules.
think. I think
not
you're
allowed.
right. Yes.
Well, as difficult as to play Mappy, it's been a pleasure bringing Mappy to life.
Wow. Did you just hear that transition like a pro? The guy watching here, he just lost it. But it's not just Mappy because, Chris, I know that you and Scott got together and sort of, you've got a list of approved Namco characters that you can futz with.
Yep.
Right.
That,
Whoa.
that
Whoa.
you sort of bring.
Okay,
That was
futz.
a TZ.
Yeah.
That you can sort of bring into this universe. And the Rob Parade, our EIC, was very into Blamimations, and he just sort of said, "I want that kind of thing. I want that style of animation or non-animation, if you will." If you're familiar with the Blamimation, it's essentially I you know what, I like the word non-animation. I'm going to call it a non-animation.
It really is a non-animation.
It's like
And
a
it's-
slideshow.
Right, but it's intentional.
And like the elements slide around.
Yeah,
I called it a stereogram yesterday.
That's good. They're like a kinetoscope.
A kinetoscope. That's the
Yeah.
thing that spins around, and you just kind of got to go,
So Scott,
Mother, the horse is moving.
So Scott was telling us a little last night about how you got started in animation. So let's get your perspective here. You guys used to do a thing called the daily affirmation.
Yeah, so well, Scott wanted to do, as I remember, you were like, we're having these funny conversations, and you're like, let's try doing something for PvP. You wanted to do like the PvP
radio
theater.
Right.
Theater, all right.
And then, so we would record a couple funny conversations, and then it's like, is it a big deal to put a visual with this? No, I just put like, the first one we did was Brent and Skull.
Yeah, it was almost like a silent movie,
Yeah,
but not
it's just
silent.
like, it's just like whenever Brent's talking, I'll just put a Brent up on screen, and whenever Skull's talking, I'll just put Skull on screen. And then, and that first one we did a number of them, and that was they were
PvP Alive.
PvP
Yeah.
I
presented
remember that.
in Blamimation.
That's right.
Yeah. But I used to draw my comic in Flash,
Yeah.
not moving. I just wanted to use it as an art tool,
Right.
which is dumb. It's just
You've
such a
since
mistake.
converted to something else.
Yeah, Photoshop now,
Okay,
like
sure.
an adult,
Oh, yeah, right.
like a real artist. But because I used the tools, like I was familiar with, I understand how Flash
Right.
works. But
And if you've seen the original stuff, the early on PvP Alive, it is like a step below first season South Park. There's no
Well, that's being kind.
there's no mouth movement. There's characters are kind of paper and they sort of bob and occasionally they'll float up above.
yeah, we
the
wanted
frame. You
it
can
to like
see-
because they cut off at the waist. It's not like we drew legs.
right.
Let's let it be shown that we didn't finish it.
Sure, that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there was nothing good about it. So then it became a thing. Then it sort of was like, first a company came and wanted to do. They can't hear them. Don't worry. They're just walking around. This
Okay.
is production. This is how it
I'm
works.
just giving them a hard time.
Oh, you're just giving them a hard time. They're trying
So
to.
these are like just for our mouths.
just us.
It
Everybody
just doesn't pick
out
up any
there
Wow,
can hear it.
really?
It's just us. Yeah.
That's cool.
We could be
That's pretty
doing
amazing.
anything we want.
Anything
Any
we
other
want.
sound
Absolutely.
we want to make.
Yeah,
It's
there
not
could
gonna
be
pick
people
up.
back
It
there
won't
having a
pick
dance
up
party.
anything from lower down here.
No,
Like if
you're
we
okay.
Just start.
In this
I
area.
I can smell. I know
It's
both
on
of you have
the
been going after
camera's
him.
shot slung kind of low.
But will
so
it?
we wanna,
They can tell that if we fart, though, right?
No,
Okay.
it won't be audible.
If there's an infrared setting,
Then they'll be able to
then
tell.
they could tell.
They'll
So
just be
I'm
a
very
slow
excited
version.
about Mappy.
You just see that. I just wait for that red cloud on the infrared.
All right. So it started. Okay, it started
Corey,
with,
tell me what's going on with Shiftylook.
No. Like, I want
There it
to
is.
get back to your animation.
Look natural. Just look natural.
Nobody can tell. It's not smell-o-vision. So you guys were doing this PvP Alive, and then a company came and said, "Hey, we want to actually animate PvP, like make a cartoon."
Yeah. We'll do it. Well, I have real animators and key and all this
And
in
it-
between.
like the
Actual
real deal.
animation. It
Yeah.
was real
yeah,
animation.
we
and,
made storyboards.
And then your fans said, "What about the old stuff?"
No, they hated
They
it.
hated
They
They hated the
hated
actual
it.
animation.
They wanted the blamimations.
Yeah.
They wanted the crappy stuff.
Yes.
And then you did Blamimations. You did it for Penny Arcade, right?
Mhm.
So you had
2 seasons.
2 seasons of just horrible animation,
Oh yeah.
And horrible ideas.
but intentionally.
worst
that was
ideas.
sort of the point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's just you guys riffing and then putting terrible animation.
It's like
with
an
it.
excuse to see us be friends.
Right.
That's all any of this is.
Right.
That's why people were like, we don't want that. We want the blamimations, because it was Scott and I acting
Being
as
silly.
his characters.
Sure, yeah.
and just screwing around.
And now you've got sort of this new universe to play in. You've taken all these old Namco characters, of which there are thousands, by the way, and
Yeah.
you have a list of several hundred that you can do things with. And
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
you sort of said, what can we do with them? If you're familiar with Namco Bandai, you'd have to be really familiar with it. But the home office in Japan is this weird, like pyramid thing.
Yeah.
And
it's like a trapezoid.
and you put them in this build. You just put all these characters in this building and gave them like office jobs.
Well, the cool thing is that the cats in Mappy, the bad guys are cats, and the mouse is chasing the cat. The mouse is the cops.
Sure.
And the cat's the bad guys. So it's opposite cat and mouse, and it's a mansion. They've stolen all these paintings. And in Japan, the leader of the cats, his name's Namco,
Right.
which was like a play on
Right.
Namco.
Right.
But when they brought it to America, they renamed him Goro.
Mhm.
So we decided that in our Mappy, the bad guy, whoa,
hey, bug.
that's very realistic.
Yeah.
Was that CG?
That was amazing. It looked real.
That's awesome.
I have
Uh,
3D contacts in.
3D
Oh,
contact.
That's
that was
why-
like, it came right at me.
Yeah.
Really?
thrill a minute.
Can I help you? Am I bothering you? Am I interrupting your
No,
phone call?
sometimes
He's controlling the
sometimes
bug.
producers or people from the other stage will send me messages, so I have to.
No,
this
that's
is
cool.
from
I'm
the
gonna
other
check
stage.
Just says
I'm gonna
cut
check my
interview
tweets.
short.
Look, you're gonna Vine a little
It
bit.
just
It
says,
says cut.
"End
Just
this.
stop them now.
Get out."
Why are they talking?
So you made the building Namco,
And we named the cat Goro.
and you
so we
named the
got-
cat
yeah.
Goro, and
Yeah, but-
and all the office workers are the little Meowkies, right? Well, except for the cast.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got text. Hold on a second. Better check that.
Better
Yes,
check that.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't have an
Actually,
option.
I thought you were kidding. That was a real time. I thought you just sent me something.
No.
No, the Meowkies gang, and
Yeah.
we haven't shown them.
That's
in
it.
the, not
They're
yet.
in
A
the in
little bit.
episode 2.
In
You see a
episode
little bit
2,
of the back
There's
of
a
them.
little of the back of them.
Remember?
As
Yeah,
they
yeah.
back
Oh,
off.
that's true. That's true. But I want them to be Goro's legal team.
Yeah.
Just a whole slew of them in little suits.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like almost all I mean, they're all colored differently, but
Right.
like I see them as like carrying Goro, and then like that type of animation.
Just walking
Like,
them
come on,
along.
boss. Yeah.
And you know what you're gonna find? I know it's called Mappy, but what you're gonna find is we have written a bunch of stuff ahead, and Mappy's best friend and coworker is DigDug.
Right.
And so it's really a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, Hori Taizo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who
it's
we-
just-
who
it's a
we
buddy
call
cop.
DigDug.
We call, and this
And
is
I think-
actually part of the humor of it to me is that you're using these characters from these games, and instead of calling them by their name in the game, with the exception of Mappy and Goro, everyone else is named for the game they're in.
Yeah,
DigDug
yeah.
is DigDug. Sky Kid is Sky Kid.
Sky Kid. But I like it because Mappy just calls him Doug, like his
Like
name's
his name is
Doug.
Doug, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, they gotta have nicknames for
Yeah.
each other. They gotta be
Maps,
buddies.
Maps and Dougs.
Duggers. and
Duggers.
Duggers, listen.
Listen, my man, Duggers.
And so you got this, and you just started going, and you just write stuff, and then
We like to have fun.
I've seen your scripts versus
We do like
We
to
do
play.
like to have
oh
fun.
my goodness. Oh
Stop
my
it.
goodness.
So I've seen your scripts, and I've heard the audio afterward, and these two things are not the same.
No.
No.
So
no.
clearly you're just putting some ideas down on paper and then
It
kind
was-
of going
It
nuts.
was the same with Blamimation.
Yeah.
It got to the point where it's like we could 23 skidoo the entire episode and just invent it, but it was too. You don't know what direction you want to go.
Yeah.
in.
You kind of have to
So-
know where you're headed.
You have
Yeah.
that framework.
You have to have a
first.
little bit of framework.
Because then
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
kind of go off on a tangent, you can see the next line, what's supposed to happen next, and you can kind of head back towards it.
Sure.
Yeah, we're trying to tell the rudiments of a story over the course of Mappy's first season.
Yeah.
So there's got to be. It's not Twin Peaks where he just made it all up.
Right.
Is that what he did?
I honestly think that Twin Peaks was a show where there was no end, and like they would have been in space in season 8, and
Was-
nobody would have questioned it.
Was Lynch writing it or just
no,
producing
he's,
it?
no, he's writing it too. I
Really?
think. Yeah.
Well, that's why.
yeah.
It's just going.
It was almost
knows?
like a meta detective story where there was always more clues and something else, but no solution to anything.
It was like the Kubla Khan poem.
Which
In,
one?
in Xanadu to Kubla Khan. Well, what's that guy's
Pleasure
name?
known to create- Oh, Kipling?
Kipling.
Yeah.
He's just high as can be, high as a kite. And it's like, what happens next on Twin Peaks?
I don't know. We'll see.
Laura Palmer's alive.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, so you can watch our work on Twin Peaks
Yeah.
on ABC. You're
Mappy
gonna-
is an allegory for Twin Peaks. Don't tell anybody. You heard it here first.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's a Twitch exclusive.
We'll check with Nicholas. The Twitch exclusive. There's about to be a Shiftylook and Twitch exclusive. Now I know the show actually doesn't hit shiftylook.com and YouTube until Monday.
Oh.
But we're gonna show it right now for all the viewers online.
Hey.
Nick, do we have it loaded? We have it queued up, ready to go.
Mm,
If we're all ready to go, why don't we go ahead and play it? We'll just stay quiet over here. We'll play it through, and please enjoy the very first episode, the world premiere of the very first episode of Mappy from Scott Kurtz and Chris Stroud.
And if you're here at the show, we can kind of hear you. So please laugh at all the right parts.
Right, we
so
can
that
hear
we
you out
don't
there.
feel
So we know we
sad.
didn't
so you don't
blow
feel
it.
terrible. So here we go, Mappy, episode 1, world premiere.
Oh, oops.
Oh, I was gonna. Did you want?
No, it's okay. You can read it.
It's no problem.
I like hunting is all.
I used to be a cop, actually, police officer, real cop. This guy, real policeman.
That's kind of like hunting, I guess.
Yeah, real cop, retired, turned in my badge. I mean, there's always the danger that they could come back to like my cabin out in the woods and be like, Mappy, we need you one last time, and I'd have to be all.
Hey, aren't you that disgraced cop?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but Aren't we all disgraced cops in one way or another?
No.
Well, agree to disagree.
They're ready for you now, Mr. Mappy.
Oh, great, thanks.
Good luck.
Yeah, you too. I mean, I guess that makes no sense because you'll get the job then, but
Hey, I'm just trying to be polite, man.
may the best man win.
Welcome, Mr. Mappy. You have quite an impressive resume, I see. Hmm? Except the part where you left the force disgraced, huh?
Goro!
Yes. You didn't expect to see your nemesis in such a position of power, did you?
You were the reason I had to leave the micro police.
Was it the micro police who left you?
No, I had to leave. They let me go. That was a long time ago, Goro. The 80s. Things were different back then. But I don't have to tell you that.
Oh man, this is so exciting. I can't believe you finally took me on a ride along.
Take it easy, Doug. Remember, you have to stay in the car, okay? I'm on duty. This isn't playtime for me.
Alright, I get it. I'm with you. 10-4, good buddy. So where do you guys carry your drills? Those in the, you got those in the trunk?
I'm a police officer, okay? You realize that? We don't have drills. We have firearms.
You got no drills? How do you drop boulders on criminals?
The only thing I drop on criminals is a dose of justice.
That is what I am talking about. Real cop stuff. That should be on a patch or something.
Please don't touch the radio. Don't touch
Alright,
the
I'm gonna
radio.
touch the radio just real
Don't
quick.
touch the radio.
Real quick.
DigDug.
Just get some music up in here.
Going on cars. Going on cars. Robbery in progress. This is my first day on radio duty. I don't know what the code is. It's a code, I don't know the code. Let me look up the code real quick. Hold on. It's 10 something. It's my first day on the job. I really apologize for not getting this out right. If you look like a cop, I need you down there. Call all cars.
Is this really happening? Or is this an episode of Candid Camera? I mean the new Candid Camera, not the 60s one.
This is real. And if they're calling all cars, it's big. They didn't just call one car. They called all cars. It's an all-car thing. We could be in for a rough night.
Woo! This is radical. I feel like Magnum PI.
DigDug! You can't be Magnum PI because you're not a cop.
I'll be Rick to your Magnum. Rick's a cool guy. He's got that cool hair.
Oh, and it's not important, DigDug. It doesn't matter how we correlate to Magnum PI is what I'm talking about. Don't distract me. This is police work. It's not important.
All right. I'm sorry. Jeez. Just don't make me be Higgins, okay?
Ugh. Sorry, I'm late, Commissioner. There was a new Coke ride at the Haircut 100 concert uptown.
That sounds grody to the max, Mappy. I'm glad you got out in one piece. We need you here. We got a silent alarm from this mansion. We think the infamous Meowkies gang are still inside burglarizing the place.
Finally. This is our chance to catch them and stop their crime wave once and for all.
It's the day we've been waiting for. And I know you wanted to make the collar. Personally.
They made it personal after they robbed that museum and escaped off the roof with those parachute pants.
Slow them down with your pump, so you can lure them all under a boulder. Then, drill under it for maximum score.
DigDug! I told you to stay in the car. I'm not digging anything.
It's like 6,000 points.
I'm going in. Goro! Put down the paintings and come out with your paws up. We've got the place surrounded.
No!
You better.
I don't think so.
Better do it or else.
Okay, Mappy, you've given us no choice. Holster your weapon, we're coming peacefully.
Were you lying just now?
Yes. But don't look now because you may want to look behind you right now.
Huh? Ah!
Look what you've done, Mappy. You've destroyed one of the most priceless paintings in the world when you thought you were catching me, but I have even more bad news for you. We're not even inside the mansion because we escaped hours ago with all the other paintings.
Oh, Goro! You tricked me!
And guess what else? You're not even interacting with me at all. This is a recording because I didn't want to miss Perfect Strangers tonight.
I'm ruined. Goro! Ruined!
Goodbye, poor Mappy. May my final parting words to you ring in your head for all eternity. Where's the beef?
Hey, did we get him?
No.
Those were good times, eh, old friend?
That was the worst time. And you are my worst enemy. So why are you offering me a job? Is this a trap?
Thought you would ask that, and so I prepared an answer for you. I'm a respectable businessman now, and things aren't as exciting as they once were. I've committed a crime, Mappy, and I'm hiring you to try to catch me.
What crime?
I'm not going to make it that easy on you. That's for you to discover if you can, but I'm betting that you can. I miss you.
What?
Never mind that now. What's important is the opportunity I'm placing at your feet. A chance to redeem yourself. A chance to finally catch the great Goro red-handed. But I bet you can't, Mappy. I bet you can't.
I would never accept a job from you, but I know you're up to something, so I'm going to accept this job from you.
You'll never catch me, Mappy.
I'm gonna catch you, and I'm gonna lock you up for good.
I'd like to see you try. Good luck, you're going to need it.
You're a monster, Goro, and I'll never rest until you're rotting in prison. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Really, time's been so
It's my pleasure.
How'd it go?
You're sky kidding yourself if you think you got this job.
Oh!
Settled yet? I love the credits.
Is that the final credit?
No,
No,
it's
we're
not the
doing
final
it?
credits,
Oh,
but I
okay.
love it. I think it's fantastic. I wish we could do it. Mappy, Episode 1, world premiere. You saw it here first at the Shiftylook.com Twitch live stage, coming to you from San Diego Comic-Con 2013. And if you're out there enjoying the stream right now, we have a special gift for you. Everybody who was watching the stream is about to get a VIP pass to Video Games Live, which you guys have actually hosted before in Melbourne, Australia.
Was it Video Games Live that we hosted? We hosted an orchestra playing
We
video
hosted
games
Video
music.
Games
Unplugged.
Unplugged. A very similar thing. So we have VIP passes. My producer Bryce is going to be out there. Everybody watching the show is about to get a VIP pass. The doors just opened, so grab your pass, go down the street, and hop on inside. They come to us from our friends at Video Games Live and from Twitch TV. Thank you for watching the Mappy World Premiere episode. Let's chat, boys.
Let's talk.
That was some good stuff.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate it. We enjoyed making it.
You liked it?
I'm going to tell
Did you
you.
like it?
Did you like it?
I liked
What
it.
was your favorite part?
Personally, I really like the bit with DigDug saying, because DigDug's my game, but why don't you have a drill? You drop it, it's like 6,000 points. It's a joke that is close to my heart, because that is always my goal, particularly on board 1, is to try and line up all of them at once and crush them. So.
Oh, did you look up the exact points for
I
getting them all?
don't. Is it 6,000? Because I had to look up like what
it goes
points, like the accuracy. I didn't want to say 120,000 and have somebody say
No,
you can't
I
get
believe
that.
it goes 1,246 if you can get them all in
Wow.
one. Yeah.
Oh,
And I think
okay.
on later levels you can get 8 and 10 if you're crafty.
Good work, me.
I mean, good,
Doing that
great
research.
work, you. And Nick, since you're back there on the stream, we can hear you on a headset. If there's any questions from the stream, we are watching. If you want to interact with Scott and Chris, I'm sure they will take your questions.
We'll answer any question. Don't be afraid to ask.
I'm going to fire a question at you. How do you guys decide who plays what? When
Chris
you're
is better at voices?
sure.
So I do all the voices? So that's how...
But, now that's not totally true. Scott always defers to this, but I've seen episode 2, and I know that you do a couple of voices in episode 2 that
I
are not.
barely do any voices in episode 2.
That's not true.
You're not even Mappy in episode 2.
No, I do Mappy.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm Buff Bear.
correct. Yeah.
You'll be the prince.
Right. Yeah. You're the
from
prince. You're
Katamari.
Katamari Prince. Oh,
Yeah.
we got a
Oh,
question.
we got
coming. Larry
questions?
says we got a question.
All
coming.
right.
Is there a website for the comic? It's actually a cartoon. It's on Shiftylook.com. It will be on Shiftylook.com on Monday.
It was moving.
It was
not even
it's a
paying
moving
attention.
cartoon.
It's not even a comic.
Well, now we had Bravo Man was a comic that turned into a cartoon. So
Right.
now people are trying to find the genesis of this. We're starting this one as a cartoon.
no.
We're confident.
I see. I see.
So you can watch it if you go to youtube.com/ShiftyLookNBGI. That's our YouTube channel. It'll be going up on Monday, but it'll also be going up on Shiftylook.com in the videos section. Right now you can watch all the Bravo Man cartoons there. There'll be a new little bar for Mappy. You can watch Mappy there. It's going to start every Monday, starting this coming Monday. So that's where you can find it, either at the tubes of the U or at the looks of the Shifty?
I'm gonna take care of that.
The question is, are there any other characters coming up you can tell us about? That's Robert. Can we talk about some of the characters that have been approved? Oh, thumbs up. We can talk about.
Oh my
Okay. Let's see. We have
So we got the Prince from Katamari.
Prince from Katamari.
we have the Prince from Katamari. We have
He was
some
in
of-
he was in the teaser, which you can see in the last we saw just now in the last episode of Broadman 6.
Oh, we've got.
okay.
We've got. Well, these are the titles of games, but they are also the
Right,
names
they're
of
also
the
the names of the
characters.
characters.
We've got Rapid Thunder.
Oh yeah, we
Thunder,
had Codename Albatross in
Codename
there.
Albatross.
That's right.
yeah.
Some of the muscle men from Muscle Madness.
Muscle March.
March.
Muscle
Muscle
March. That's
March.
right. Yeah, some of the Muscle
They're in there.
Hold on. I almost said the wrong thing.
What's the guy's name from Tower of Babel?
Oh,
Indiana
Indiana Borgnine.
Borgnine.
Yeah.
Indiana Borgnine.
They'll be in there.
He'll
Let's
be in
see.
there.
Also, Time Crisis.
Oh, the Time Crisis.
Oh,
Cop.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and
I'm excited about that one.
what is it? The shooter Ninja.
Ninja Assault.
Ninja
Yeah.
Assault.
Ninjas
Ninja
are
Assault
in there.
ninjas are in there.
Yeah. They have like an arc.
And the ghosts from there's the
Golly Ghost?
No. What is the? Shoot. It's the. I don't remember the name of it.
I can't remember the name of it either.
But it's a haunted. It's a ghost game.
There's a ghost game. It's
What are
not.
you talking
It's
about?
not Golly Ghost.
No, it's not Golly Ghost.
And it's not Ninja Assault.
It could easily be.
Did we
Golly
write
Ghost,
this?
though.
No,
No,
it's written.
It's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read it. Shadowland.
I think that's it.
Shadow.
That's
It's from Shadowland. Yeah, Shadowland's
Shadowland.
in there. There's kind of Wonder Momo, but not really.
They're
Like a
going.
mention.
They're going to a
Amazona.
Wonder
They're
Momo
going to a Wonder Momo
concert.
concert.
Yeah.
We want to nod to a lot of these
Yeah,
things.
there's going to be many nods to many classic games because some games were approved. Now this is sort of a send up of Namco characters. So many were approved. Many other ones were said, no, you can talk about them. They can exist in this universe, but you can't.
I
really
think
put
we
them on
got
screen.
permission last night to put a really one I'm really excited about in, but maybe we shouldn't reveal it.
Yeah,
But I think Rob gave us permission.
Yeah, we wanted to use
He says,
a
"No, whatever you want."
character in particular.
You don't
that-
care? The other really important character to this company right now
That you
rhymes with Ravo.
Bravo Stan.
Is that cool?
Is that
Ravo
right?
Stan?
Oh. This is actually
Yes.
what we're about to mention. Yes.
gonna-
The question is there a chance for a Bravoman and Mappy crossover? Larry, just so the viewers know, I'm hearing Larry in my ear. Larry, can they hear you on the stream or no? No. All right. So the question is there a chance for a Mappy and Bravoman crossover? And it turns out just yesterday, Bravoman was approved to appear in Mappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely the chance of a Mappy and Bravoman crossover. And Mappy is going to appear in Bravoman apparently.
What?
I guess so. Is this approved? And in the holiday episode, maybe we'll get some Mappy characters in the Bravo Man holiday
cool.
episode. So we'll get
So,
you
like,
guys with
will they scale properly? Like Bravo Man is a tall man, and then Mappy's like
Mappy's a little
actually a
mouse.
mouse.
A mouse.
Yeah.
We had an idea, or I had an idea that we should use, when we put Bravo Man in our cartoon, we should have Dax do the voice and have them be like, you don't sound anything like you do on the TV show. And he's like, oh, they dubbed me on the TV show.
Yeah.
My voice is
He's like,
terrible.
I'm a mumbler.
The artist of Bravo Man does the voice instead of Rob Paulson.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very
that'd
good.
be
That's great.
Yes.
Oh, Rob Pareda, our EIC, has a question.
So, how is Mappy going to coexist with Namco High in the world restricted with mashups? Do you have a rivalry going?
Whoa. Okay. So
What?
the
Oh, I
question is,
see.
how is Mappy gonna coexist with Namco High, which is our new game we just announced from Andrew Hussey from Homestuck?
I'm not going to say that there is a rivalry because I don't think there is. However, we're doing the definitive crossover event.
That's
and
how we're gonna
Namco
settle
High
it.
is this other thing that.
Well, hold on a
whatever, I don't
second.
care,
I'm
that's
just going to
fine.
throw this out there.
Okay,
Namco High, 21 Jump Street. Mappy is a cop.
that's true.
That's true.
Go undercover.
Namco High is a high school.
Mappy and DigDug have to go undercover.
That's high school.
21 Jump Street.
And
pretend to
nobody
be-
believes it.
and
Nobody
no one,
believes
no, everyone's just calling him a cop.
You're
Right.
watching it happen right here. We might make this happen. Rob, can we get
What
a
if
thumbs
he's
up?
like, what if he's like wearing a leather jacket under his uniform?
Like a
you know what I
Letterman's
mean?
jacket.
Like,
Well, no, like he should be dressed up as he thinks the youths dress
oh,
up.
I see. Like he's in like a '90s outfit
Right,
with
he's
the
wearing
weird
like he's got like Z
bicycle.
Cavaricis and
and
hypercolor.
Ocean Pacific.
Yeah, Ocean
Oh, a
Pacific.
hyper touch. Or if you touch it, check it out. Your hand
Right.
sticks.
He's got a scarf tied around one leg. And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So what drugs are us kids getting up to? That doesn't work.
That's good
It
stuff.
doesn't work.
So yeah, possibly. I mean, maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, it turns out that it's a lot more lenient than we thought.
Yeah, no, you guys got away with little stuff in episode 2, and I've seen some scripts for upcoming episodes.
Yeah.
And,
Why am I
tight.
more nervous than you?
I don't know. I guess I'm closer to Rob, and he says yes to a lot of things when I'm around.
I feel like there's no way this is a yes. I can't say yes.
There is a particular thing in episode 2 that Chris was very concerned about, and absolutely got the thumbs up, and is a funny bit. I'm not going to give it away, but
yeah, we'll see.
So
we'll see.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Oh, the police are gonna break into my yeah. It's just taking me
And you're like, I knew it. Nah.
I knew I never.
I didn't think I'd go down for this.
So you guys, you can really do almost anything. I mean, in this scenario, you've got a huge list of characters approved. I've read the first, I think, 6 or 7 scripts that I've read. I know there's more, but it's very funny. You take these people all over the place, these characters all over the place, and put them in all kinds of scenarios. But I think
always an adventure.
Always an adventure.
See, you can do Sky Kid.
I can do Sky Kid if I need to.
You got it.
When your Sky Kid juice runs out.
Yeah, that one hurts.
That was rough.
Boy, that hurts
well, now,
my throat.
hold on a second.
We're getting a question.
There's a question. Will there be any singing in upcoming Mappy episodes? Well, the theme is sung.
Yeah, we sing the theme.
That's right. There's actually a song in every episode.
You guys gonna sing the theme?
Wait.
Hey, hold on. Start at the beginning.
And that's how the game starts. So yes.
And now here's the bonus round.
Oh man, that's gotta be the closing.
Oh yeah, that's a good
That's
idea.
gotta be the closer.
I did like the different. That's like in the elevator.
Oh, we gotta do that as the closer.
That's from your childhood. That's ingrained.
I know.
I don't have that one.
That's why I was able to sing Animaniacs yesterday.
Yeah.
Something else he doesn't know is I can go, it's tiny, it's toony, it's just a little loony, but in this cartoony, we're invading your TV, a comic.
You're not allowed to do that.
It goes on and on and on.
Yeah, that's copyright. That's more. You sang more than you could.
We are being fined now.
That's me in the car next to you. What'd you get for that one joke in Mappy 2? Tiny Toons.
I don't think that's how it works.
And then the cop driver just goes.
He just rolls out, and we just fly off a cliff into a ravine.
So, in answer to your question, yes, there's singing in every single episode.
Yeah.
Probably some additional singing. I'm assuming if we're going to a Wonder Momo concert, we got to sing a little bit.
There might be. Oh, that's true. That's true.
We got to hear in the background.
We'll have a little bit.
Who's gonna be Momo?
I'm always the girls.
You're always the girls.
I'm always the girls.
So you.
Although you weren't a girl in the first episode, they're ready to see Mr. Mappy.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, you're
the
changing
secretary.
it up.
Yeah.
So
gotta keep it fresh.
Who's gonna be Amazona?
We're getting a question now.
The question is, will there also be a Mappy comic, or will it only be a cartoon? No, right now it is just going to be a cartoon. The first 13, I believe, are on their way to you.
The problem is that the characters are so dynamic
that
you tried to make a comic and it started moving.
Yeah. That's that's kind of how it started.
That is
though.
a comic.
Yeah,
we made a comic.
But that's what
that's what happened.
They're
sentient.
That's actually part of the genesis of this. In working on it with Namco, I know that originally we were going to have you guys do a comic, and then it just sort of as we were in talks, it just started becoming like, well, we're working on this Bravo cartoon, and the cartoon's doing really well. Maybe we should do a cartoon. I know you guys did animation. Oh, let's go ahead and do a cartoon. And then just kind of turned into a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I think all the better, personally. I really love it. I think it's great. I love what you guys do together. I love the Blams. So, I prefer it in this format.
I think there's a craving for more of this content from us.
So. Yeah, I think
people
so.
want that.
Yeah, they want it. More questions from the stream, Larry? Anything? So Scott.
Oh, thank you.
Scott, this isn't a question, but I love the last few DigDug comics you did on this.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What did you think of my DigDug comic?
Silence. The question is, how did you guys start making comics? So this is a beginning, an origin story, if you will. Chris, you've done several comics.
I've done a lot of comics, but like as far as start making comics,
yeah.
like I have always drawn them, like
Just
as
been
far
drawing
back as
forever.
I can remember.
Yeah.
Like from 3 years old, and they were probably better then. And
Than
they
now.
have just declined.
Slow decline since 3.
Yeah, but you know, I always did them and just had notebooks and stuff, and I never knew what I was going to do with them. I actually did not want to go into the newspaper. I felt like it would be too controlling.
Yeah.
So it was perfect when the internet arrived. Oh, I can put my content here. I didn't expect it to do anything.
Right.
I just wanted to make them.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, I feel like it's the same story for a lot of cartoonists we know.
Yeah.
That's-
My parents sent me here on a rocket from a planet of artists to where under your yellow sun,
Right.
I'm super good at
You're
art.
amazing. There, you're just average.
Yeah.
You're just not great.
Normal.
On back where I'm from,
Melmac.
Melmac.
Yeah.
I can't draw a straight line.
No.
But under your Earth sun,
Right. It powers you. It empowers you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. That makes sense.
I'm the crap.
That wasn't even a sentence.
I don't know if I didn't want to curse. I don't think we can curse.
It's better not to.
Yeah.
Just in generally speaking, as
I
our
don't wanna
as our
upset my
viewing
corporate
audience is like
overlords.
13 to 18 probably.
Okay.
in that
Very
range.
understandable.
But no, I think the internet came at the perfect time for both of you. That's my theory.
Absolutely.
We talked about this a little bit last night when we were here with Rob Paulson and Chris. I think you just said something very, very profound. Really, is that you always did it.
Yeah.
It was just what you do.
I think it's interesting that people, like so many people that we know, it's like we hear this thing about being too dumb to give up.
Right.
Like too dumb to quit on it.
Yeah.
Or like it's really the only thing they know how to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
They can't, like I can't not do it.
Right.
And how fortunate we are.
How fortunate,
that
yeah.
I get to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think that's the true with animation as well? That just sort of an extension of that?
I think so, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry, that was the producer talking to me.
Getting some. I can't speak through it though. It's also in my can.
It's very unusual. Check the clock here. We
But I
got a
think
little
if
bit of time.
anybody who is excited
you hear
to
that
do
voice?
something, what?
Still getting-
Jesus?
It's telling me to do things.
They're still getting used
Lord?
to having the cans on.
Yeah.
We're in the out there we're on the hand mics.
Right.
And on the stage in the booth here we've got the full on sportscaster. Will we be seeing any Mappy After Dark episodes?
Hold on a
is the
second though,
question.
but you got to say it the way. What's his name?
Laurent.
You got to say it the way Laurent says it. Will there be any Mappy After Dark episodes?
I would
Thanks
love
for your enthusiasm, Laurent.
I want to do.
This is a question for Scott. Why are you
I
such a
love
dumb
your work
fat
and
jerk? Who asked that question, Laurent?
Nobody.
Johnny. Diobari.
I would love to do Mappy Nights and just kind of do it like Baywatch Nights.
Mappy
Oh,
Nights
all
is like Baywatch
supernatural?
Where he's like a detective for ghosts. Like,
Well,
did you know Baywatch Nights started as a straight up detective stuff?
Really?
It's David Hasselhoff doing detective stuff, and nobody liked it, and so they added supernatural stuff.
No.
Yeah,
How
they
many
just went
episodes is
crazy.
just straight up detective?
I don't know, but they changed it in the middle.
Because that was Angie Harmon's like first gig.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, Mappy. What?
And was it still on the beach? Was it Beach Ghosts?
No, it's like, I guess every episode started with them hanging up their gear. Like, well, I'm done with the beach. Now I'm going to go fight a poltergeist. I don't know why.
Time to hang up my surfboard and grab my pipe.
So then the
The compartment in the surfboard opens, there's a gun. Now, it's time to get to work.
So Mappy Nights essentially would be DigDug and
Go
Mappy
surfing.
leaving.
Yeah.
They
It's
go,
the opposite.
They
You're
go
right.
night surfing. It's the
Exactly.
opposite.
Yeah.
They go
They're
not
day
doing
job,
police
night
work.
surfing. Not doing police work.
DigDug and Mappy surfing the night.
And on the sand.
Just immediately ground themselves.
Yeah. A lot of pain. A lot of misery.
We're going to call it Map the Night.
Map the night.
Map the night. That's like after the colon.
Mappy, after dark, Map the Night.
Map the night.
So in answer to your question, maybe there will
yeah.
be some Mappy.
We'll see how this one
We
does.
can do an episode of Mappy that is Mappy After Hours. I
You
wouldn't
can-
mind that.
I think that technically you could do an episode of Mappy that is Mappy anything. Do you feel like you have a lot of freedom with this? Or you can really go and play? And
Well,
do
now
whatever you
you're
want?
inspiring me, and now I feel like we have a lot of freedom with it.
You
It's
didn't
just
feel like it
it's,
before?
It's just like
well, I'm like,
any-
let's stick them in space for one of us.
Yeah, we should.
Why
Yeah.
not? There's no reason not
it's
to.
it's
Rob's
what does
gonna
that
say
mean?
No,
Rob's
don't
putting the
stop.
hammer down. They'll never go to
It's-
space. They're not going to
It's
space.
just like
Don't worry about
anything
it.
else that Chris and I do. The first episode, we're very nervous, and then when we realize nobody hates it, we loosen up.
You know what's funny? I've shown the first, second episode to people. When the third episode audio came in,
This is the only way these are comfortable
I got to
now.
tell you, like, this is like a vice.
It's a
very bad,
mess,
yeah.
and I don't.
I'm going to have a
and I'm
migraine.
not happy with it. This is a quagmire of wires and pointed metal sticks, and it's crap, and I don't like it.
You look like a
And-
conspiracy theorist.
He's wearing a tinfoil
This is
hat.
how the true hearing begins.
Listen, if you don't do it this way, you're not gonna know.
Right. Prism can't
the back
hear
of
you
your
this way.
skull. Now Prism. I was just gonna say now Prism. Now let's see the NSA get my information. What am I thinking about now, Obama?
Not my credit card. Oops, I thought about my credit card.
Not my credit card. Not my credit card. 4155. Ah! Anyway, I don't like my cans, and I'm not happy with my cans.
Yeah, I mean they're incredible.
The
quality is
listen,
high.
The audio is great.
You know
But
what I'm gonna do?
but I'm actually nervous
I'm
to
gonna do
make them
this.
bigger. And
I'm
to
gonna
make
make them bigger.
Make 'em bigger.
Let's
It's
get
okay.
them bigger. Can I do that?
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Loosen it up.
With maximum hair pinch action.
I thought that they were one size, but
I'm gonna
these
do
are
this.
much better.
Do this now.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, that's
A little better.
That's smart.
But
That's
I
good.
can't move my neck, so I got to be like Michael Keaton and Batman, like Joker.
You have to move your entire torso.
I got oh, Catwoman behind me. Get her.
I just pretend to fall down.
It's like paraplegic Batman.
Oh God.
It's like
No, it'd
Stephen
be-
Hawking Batman.
That would be quadriplegic. Boo.
There's booing coming from us.
There's booze.
We'll back it up a little
We'll
bit.
go back.
So you were saying that usually when you start a new series, there's a little bit of nervousness.
Sure, yeah.
And what's funny is I've shown some people 1, 2, and 3, and they watch 1 and they go, "That's really funny," and they watch 2 and they go, "Oh wow," and then 3 it's like it's over.
Well, you're getting into that pace.
Right.
Like you're absorbing that.
So you guys feel like you start to get into a groove because I know you record a few at a time, so it starts to just become a thing. Maybe you start getting a little sillier and start fooling around. So maybe what you should do is just re-record the first episode over and over and over again before you start
No,
recording the next.
we gotta leave it behind and forget that it existed.
We will record the first episode over and over again, and then those are the episodes we will give you. Episode 2 is another iteration
It's just
of
the
that.
first episode.
It's
over
one
and over
again,
and over again.
and good luck.
Just different versions of the first episode.
Exactly.
Just have them animate different things over it.
Right. Nobody would know the difference.
No.
No.
No one's watching it.
Except for the 2,000 people on the stream
these
right now.
people here just saw it.
If you have any more questions, feel free to fire away. We'll get to all of Laurent's enthusiasm in our cans, our very uncomfortable.
How did
life.
you come up with the way Mappy looks?
How did you come up with the way Mappy looks?
I drew him off of the cabinet art from the game.
What about Goro?
Huh?
Well, I
What
drew,
do-
I drew
Oh,
Goro.
You drew
yeah,
Goro.
you drew Goro.
Did you base him on the 8-bit? Because I don't
Yeah,
I don't know
did.
that there's
there's some
cabinet art of the Goro.
there is.
Oh,
Oh,
is there?
cabinet art? I don't know, but there
Oh.
is like production art.
Oh, there's
of these
production
things,
I
yeah.
found online somehow I was searching for Mappy art in Google image search, and I found like 1985 Namco Mappy turnaround, like
Really?
for everyone,
Huh.
for Mappy, Goro, the
Whoa.
Meowskis, like.
Rob, shut that down. I don't think that's supposed to be out on the interwebs. Probably not. He's like, oh, tell the rights department. What's that?
Oh boy.
Nope, not going there.
So you can say
can't
that,
say
but
it.
I can't talk about
They can't hear what he
he's-
says.
Stephen Hawking
You can't-
Batman.
You can't hear that.
Who fights the Riddler with his brain and not his muscles. He solved things. Riddler.
All right, let's not.
I will.
Okay.
I have a riddle for you. It's called string theory.
Shut it down.
Just stop.
What?
Come back. Bring it back to Mappy.
You can't. The Riddler couldn't walk away.
He'd be trapped.
Could God create a rock so heavy that he himself could not lift it?
We're getting a
We're getting a message from
Whatever.
Laurent. The question is, how many subliminal messages from dark corporate overlords are going to be inserted into Mappy?
As I understand, it's about Mappy, which is a game.
Right.
So
And DigDug is a game.
DigDug's a game.
essentially, literally thousands.
Right.
Every second.
Every second is
If you
going
want
to
to
just be
see,
some-
if you time however many seconds an episode is, maybe 320 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the number.
That's the number
That's
of,
how many.
subliminal messages.
But honestly, we care a lot about our art, and we don't put that. I mean, luckily Namco is.
You have a lot of freedom.
Frank Chris
you
and
really do.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
stuff. Yeah.
So, and I think even more than you originally
we don't
thought.
need to resort
Right.
to.
Yeah,
Well, that's
absolutely.
just it. Is our initial fear is like we want to be reverent. We don't want to go too far in
No.
any direction.
And
And,
then
there's so much freedom.
And the
being
notes were
given.
coming back like, you can do that. No,
Yeah,
do more of this.
yeah,
do that
yeah.
thing. The,
So no, I mean no corporate placement.
The
Can I get a Starbucks? Can I get like an iced coffee?
I don't know. You have to ask Laurent.
Can I who?
Ask Laurent. The question is, what is your favorite Namco game?
It's Mappy.
Well, we know that about you. Chris, do you have a favorite Namco game?
I actually did like DigDug in the arcade.
I loved DigDug. DigDug
Yeah.
was my game from the beginning. There were two games for me, DigDug and Rolling Thunder, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Rolling Thunder is the game that got me. We have an original cabinet out there. Go look. Rolling Thunder is the game that got me into comics because of the cabinet art. It's this crazy, like, 70s, almost Lupin the Third style cabinet art of Albatross with a gun and a red jumpsuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a Circle K, and those two games were next to each other, and I used to play them both. But the cabinet art was exposed on that one. So DigDug got me into gaming, and Rolling Thunder got me into comics.
Wow.
People, I don't know that anyone that was born after it happened know just how big Pac-Man was.
Oh yeah.
When it happened, like someone wrote a song about it, and it was all over the radio. Like, remember Pac-Man Fever? That was a song, kids.
People listen to it.
They're all Googling it
Yeah,
right now, trying to find a
Pac-Man
YouTube.
was huge. What's really funny is there was a video game themed movie that came out recently that had Namco or Namco Bandai.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah.
And they the Wreck-It Ralph song, like they have like a pop song. It was written by the guy that wrote Pac-Man Fever.
Wow,
Like
really?
he was like,
Oh, I
what if
didn't
in the
know that.
80s they made a Wreck-It Ralph song?
I did not know that.
That's
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Little bit of trivia for you there. A little bit of trivia
About Wreck-It Ralph.
about Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, another question.
Oh, this is
That is a great question.
I can't wait.
The question is, and listen to this one, Rob. The question is, when can we expect to buy Mappy merchandise?
We don't know that.
Mappy merchandise. This summer.
Summer.
It is summer.
This summer. Okay, so late
Do you mean
summer.
next summer?
Right now, then,
No,
I
this
guess?
summer. Yeah.
This summer is right now.
Anyone who's visited the Shiftylook Free
Guys,
Play Arcade.
check it out.
Well, anyone who's visited the Shiftylook Free Play Arcade might have noticed some merchandise that we were giving away, and they might have noticed that our friends from We Love Fine were here.
Mm-hmm.
So they might put two and two together.
And
on
they
that.
might have noticed that Building 7 fell, and they might have noticed that JFK couldn't have been shot from that angle, and they might have noticed that
So
the
turn
Bush
your
administration
headphones on
couldn't have won
sideways.
unless those hanging chads, and they might have noticed, seriously though, this summer. This summer.
So very soon is the answer to that question. Very soon.
God, I did not know where you were going.
I
with
didn't
that.
know where you were going
I
either.
thought we were going so dark.
And they might have noticed that
Nope,
if
nope,
the
cut it
moon
out.
landing,
No, stop
it's
it.
the moon landing they need to know. Check the angles of the shadows. How's the flag up? Ain't no wind on the moon, kids. What's flapping that thing? It ain't an alien, it ain't a Martian going. No. And one small step for man, one giant leap makes no sense. You know why? He was nervous he was going to get caught because they were faking it. Also, in Hands Section 8, and you can see it's an old show. It's, Cecil and Beanie, that little dinosaur puppet.
Yeah.
He's right. It's same production company, and you can see the damn puppet in the pod. They didn't even clean it out. That's where they store that
This
stuff.
is reminding me of Patton Oswalt's filibuster on Parks and Rec.
On Parks and Rec.
Yeah. We just sorry, ended it.
So anyway, Mappy stuff this summer, all right? Take it easy. We're making it as fast as we can. I'm doing 3 comics.
If you're just joining us.
God, taking that mic off sounds like a T-Rex out
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
I just killed 5 people.
You're on the Shifty. I've got 5 minutes left, so if there's any more questions, you're here at shiftylook.com in the Free Play Arcade and Stage. We're in the Twitch Lounge right now talking to Scott Kurtz and Chris Straub.
Oh, here it comes.
We just had the world premiere of the first episode of Mappy. We have a question now from the stream. It's, do any of the characters speak in the blam cadence? Now, for those who don't know, I would love it if you guys would give us an example.
Let's answer the question in
the
blam cadence.
Answer it in
All
the
right.
blam cadence, please do.
Scott, I don't know that any of the characters are going to be in blam cadence. I don't think so. Why did we forget to do that in there, buddy?
Chris, it's a different property, it's a different project. We got to diversify, got to get those revenue streams spread out. Vertical integration, we're leaving money on the table.
God, I can't wait to start my own comics with Mappy, but I got to turn him into a cartoon first because I forgot how to draw. The answer is no.
No.
It's not in there.
The blam cadence, I don't know how that came to be.
Because we wanted to mess each other up. Like, the objective was to screw up.
Well, you know where it started? Was
How?
when we started doing the bits where you would write ideas for TV shows and not tell me.
Yeah.
And then it's a long explanation, but we got to get it out as fast as possible to try to make the other person laugh.
That's true. Yeah, I could see that being the origin.
When you were like, the best one, you killed me when you're like, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are back in Thrins.
Yeah.
And then they're making Thrins.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yes.
It's called Twins 3.
It's called Twins 3. It is called Twins 3.
Is it really?
Are
Yes.
you serious?
Oh, no, I
And
just
Eddie
made that
Murphy
up.
is the third twin.
You had $1 million idea, and
Yeah.
they took it from you.
What are you gonna do?
You know they're
What am I
watching.
gonna do?
You know they're watching.
They're in our minds.
They're watching from Ghost Building 7.
Ghost Building 7.
It's just a ghost building now.
And there's one dude up there
You
with
warehouse
binoculars.
13 right into the side of it, and they're watching us. What? It's a good show.
It is a good show.
And it's
Check
a,
it out
it's a
on
great
what-
verb.
Check it out on Sifi.
Sifi.
Siffy.
Oh, that's right. They changed the name.
Yeah, imagine greater. For once, Corey. Come on. Come on, man.
So dumb. That's so dumb. Imagine greater for
So,
once.
I tell you what, we're gonna sell.
Do you know that they used to? Well, they still do, but like, Sci-Fi takes over one of these cafes.
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah.
Here at San Diego
And
Comic Con.
yeah, here at San Diego Comic Con. And last year we were in it, and the waitress is like, we went for breakfast, and everything is named some sci-fi show. Like, it's not just eggs.
Right.
It's the Eureka omelet, and we're like,
Okay.
oh. But so the lady brings us our bill, the waitress, and she goes, okay, guys, here's your receipts. Imagine a greater day. And we went, whoa, slow down, come back. And they make you say that? And she goes, yes, they make us. It's like she had Stockholm syndrome. She's like, imagine a greater day.
They're listening.
They're listening. Just, she's like, yes, they make us say it.
This is floating. Corey, why do you wear the same outfit every day?
He's not.
I'm not. I wear a different outfit every day. I do wear a shirt and a tie. I have a series of Namco orange ties that I wear. And these are actually Japanese short pants from Uniqlo and orange shoes.
Uniqlo's a great brand.
Uniqlo is a great
I'm
brand.
wearing jeans.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, Japanese brand, believe it or not. Yeah. It's just...
That's racist.
Is it? It's, I like a little bit of consistency. And I think you like a little bit of consistency. I think you like me to look good.
We want to know what we can expect from our
I
Corey.
think you like
This
me to
is
look
good. This looks good.
This looks okay. No?
You look like you fell into a dryer.
Oh, okay. The question is, are we playing Animal Crossing?
I don't have
Playing
any
Animal
idea.
Crossing.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good one.
I
don't
tried
know.
Animal Crossing for the first time to see what it was about because my friends that are younger talk about it, and I want to try other kind of like simulation games like Harvest Moon or something. It's a little more, I think Animal
Kinda
Crossing's
calm.
too.
Too much?
No, it's too cute. It's too little. There's not enough to do.
I see.
You don't want to go weed your town. You don't want to like fix up. Your
It's not
town.
even that. There's just
Yeah.
very little to do in it. So
I think I want to try
Furious.
The stream is
It's like,
exploding right
Harvest,
now.
Harvest Moon, right? Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon. No, Harvest Moon is a little different. Animal Crossing is kind of play with your friends. Harvest Moon is sort of one concurrent universe. You have, like, I think a year usually to sort of set up your farm and
But
find
you
a girl
build it.
and-
You
or a
slowly
boy and
build
marry her.
different things.
Yeah, you build things.
Animal Crossing is collecting things to put in your house that you then now it's in your house and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
but then you show your house to your friends.
But the people, the characters are so charming in there.
They are very charming.
Yeah. That's
I
the
was
only
very-
reason I'd play.
Oh, I'm telling you, Rob.
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay,
finish
okay.
up. Finish up.
No. I'm just Animal Crossing in stores now. I don't know what.
It's the wrong company.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
Wrong company. Well, listen. Thank you so much, Chris Straub, Scott Kurtz.
Thank you.
The creators, voices, writers, directors, Chris, the animator, producers,
storyboard artists,
the everything of the new Mappy cartoon.
Craft services.
Yeah, they're just feeding themselves.
I make a great quesadilla.
Coming to shiftylook.com.
I mean a lot of Go-Gurt.
You can
All
also see it on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/shiftylooknbgi, or at shiftylook.com. You just saw the world premiere here first for you, live streamed, and we're going to be showing it starting next Monday and every Monday on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you, Corey.
Always
and
a
we're gonna,
pleasure.
I believe.
Pew 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 pew.